Adopting a rescue dog that has lived through abandonment, street survival, or abuse can be one of the kindest choices a person makes. But love by itself does not erase fear. Many of these dogs arrive carrying invisible baggage, and that baggage shows up in the quiet moments. A tucked tail in the hallway, eyes that avoid yours, a body pressed into the farthest corner of the room. Shelter paperwork can tell you age, weight, and vaccine status. It usually cannot tell you how long that dog has been bracing for danger. The scale of this is bigger than most people realize. According to the ASPCA, around 3.3 million dogs enter shelters in the United States every year. The ASPCA's 2023 statistics also estimate that about 670,000 dogs are euthanized in U.S. shelters every year because of limited space and resources. So when a dog finally leaves that kennel and walks into a home, that moment matters. It is a rescue, but it is also the start of a hard adjustment. By the end of this video, you'll know why this works and how to apply it with what you already have. The first unspoken rule is this: decompressing is a process, not a day. Rescue advocates often use the 3-3-3 rule because it gives people a simple picture of what stress can look like over time. The idea is 3 days to stop feeling overwhelmed, 3 weeks to start learning your routine, and 3 months to begin feeling secure enough to show more of their real personality. That does not mean every dog follows the timeline exactly. It means pressure too early can do damage. A dog fresh from a shelter or the street is often flooded with change. New smells, new floors, new people, new rules. Even kindness can feel scary when trust has not been built yet. This is where many adopters make their first mistake. They expect gratitude right away. They expect cuddles, tail wags, easy walks, and quick bonding. Then they feel hurt when the dog hides, freezes, or refuses food. What looks like rejection is often overload. The better approach is simple and quiet. Give the dog space. Keep the routine plain and predictable. Let meals happen at the same times. Let walks stay short if the dog is nervous. Let rest happen without constant touching or coaxing. Do not force affection to prove the dog is safe. Safety is something the dog has to discover over repeated days, not something a person can announce. This matters because adoption itself is already a major change. Shelters also vary a lot in how they prepare dogs and adopters. Research shows adoption fees often range from $50 to $300, and those fees commonly include vaccinations, spaying or neutering, and sometimes microchipping. The transaction can be quick. Recovery is not. A fee pays for the adoption process. It does not fast-forward the dog's nervous system. The second unspoken rule is harder for people to accept. Anxiety often looks like aggression or destruction. A dog that barks nonstop at the window, chews furniture, growls when approached, or pulls hard on the leash is often judged fast. People say the dog is bad, stubborn, dominant, or untrained. But for many rescue dogs, those actions are defense tools. The body is still acting like danger could return at any second. Think about what survival teaches. On the street, reacting quickly can keep a dog alive. In a frightening home, warning signals can be the only control a dog has. So when that dog enters a living room and panics at footsteps, door sounds, visitors, or sudden movement, the behavior can be messy, loud, and exhausting. Still, it makes sense if you see it for what it is: a nervous system stuck in survival mode. This is also why matching a dog to the right home matters so much. The research around shelter traits points again and again to age, energy level, and temperament as major factors in successful placement. Older dogs often wait longer for adoption, even though many have lower energy needs that may fit quieter homes better than a young, high-energy dog would. That challenges a common belief that the best rescue choice is always the youngest dog available. In many homes, the calmer fit is the better fit. There is a wider shelter reality behind this. According to the ASPCA, millions of dogs enter shelters each year, and both mixed breeds and purebreds can be found there. Yet dogs affected by breed-specific laws can face lower adoption chances in some places, especially breeds seen as dangerous. So behavior is often judged through fear and labels before the dog has a fair chance to settle. That is not just unfair. It can block dogs from homes that could actually meet their needs. The third unspoken rule is one of the most powerful. You must become a calm anchor, not an emotional mirror. Traumatized dogs read people closely. If your voice turns high and shaky every time the dog startles, the dog reads that tension. If your body gets stiff when another dog appears on a walk, your dog notices. If frustration spikes because progress is slow, your dog feels that too. Many owners think extra sympathy should sound soft, urgent, and apologetic. In practice, that can raise the temperature in the room. A calmer response works better. Steady tone, predictable routine, clear limits, quiet praise. You are not ignoring the dog's fear. You are showing the dog that fear does not have to control the moment. This is where structure becomes kindness. Meals on schedule, walks with a plan, rest in the same safe spot. Gentle repetition. A dog that has known chaos does not need a house full of emotional reactions. A dog needs proof that life is now steady. According to the American Kennel Club, average dog ownership costs about $1,500 to $2,000 each year for food, vet care, grooming, and supplies. People often prepare for that financial cost. Fewer prepare for the emotional discipline rescue dogs sometimes asked from them. Yet that discipline can shape the whole outcome. The fourth unspoken rule is this: never force a scared dog to face their fears. People often call this socializing, but pushing a terrified dog into crowded parks, noisy gatherings, or close contact with strangers can backfire badly. Instead of building confidence, it can teach the dog that you do not listen when they say they are scared. That can crack trust, right when trust is just beginning. Healing usually happens in tiny steps. A dog watches a stranger from far away and stays under threshold, meaning below the point where panic takes over. A short walk ends before the dog melts down. A new sound is paired with something positive. A calm glance at a passing dog is praised. That progress can look small from the outside. For a fearful dog, it is huge. This also pushes back against another popular idea. People often say every rescue dog just needs more socialization. The research does not support one-size-fits-all thinking. There is an active debate around training versus socialization, with some trainers favoring dogs whose energy level matches active lifestyles, and others encouraging lower-energy dogs for quieter homes. The broader consensus is not that every dog needs maximum exposure. It is that dogs need the right environment and the right match. The shelter world has been trying to improve those outcomes for years. In 1966, the ASPCA established its animal shelter program, helping shape the modern adoption framework in the United States. In 2000, National Dog Day was established on August 26 to promote adoption and awareness. In 2019, the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation launched the Paws for Life program, training shelter dogs to become service animals and helping improve adoption rates. Those efforts reflect a larger truth. Good adoption is not only about rescuing dogs from shelters, it is about setting them up to stay in homes. That is why education matters so much. Pet Finder, founded in 1996, connects adopters with thousands of pets and supports more than 13,000 animal organizations in the United States. Best Friends Animal Society has set a goal of ending the killing of cats and dogs in U.S. shelters by 2025. Campaigns like Adopt, Don't Shop have also gained traction, especially on social media. The mainstream message is clear: adoption saves lives. The harder message, and the more honest one, is that saving a life is only the beginning. Keeping that life safe, understood, and stable is the real test. Saving one dog will not change the world, but surely for that one dog, the world will change forever. That quote from Karen Davison stays with people because it captures the emotional truth. But the daily truth is less poetic. It is patience when progress is slow. It is putting away your timeline and working with the dog in front of you. It is seeing fear before you punish behavior. It is giving a dog dignity, not just shelter. When a rescue dog finally stops scanning every doorway, finally loosens their body on the couch, finally falls asleep without guarding themselves, you understand what trust really costs. It costs time. It costs steadiness. It costs the choice to listen to body language instead of fantasy. If you have adopted a dog like this, or hope to, remember the unspoken rules. Let decompression take the time it takes. Read anxiety for what it is. Be the calm anchor. Never force fear into a bigger room. That is how broken trust starts to heal. And when it does, the bond is unlike anything else. If this story feels familiar, share your own rescue story. Someone thinking about adoption might need to hear not just that it is worth it, but what it truly asks of you and what these dogs truly deserve.